Hey, today's deck is called Beast Battalion, and as the name suggests, we are playing with a lot of beasts. This deck is pretty flexible and it has a lot of different avenues of play, which I am going to go over. This deck I slapped together because Cockatrice got a buff and I wanted to try to get as much value from that as possible. Cockatrice is a pretty cool beast. Basically, it'll boost itself by 2 for each adjacent beast, and because we're playing a lot, that deployability almost always goes through. And if you get the Predator to trigger, it will poison that unit as well. So we can get a little bit of control in this deck by playing some King Cobras, which will poison a unit. They're also beast. We've got some Cockatrices, which will poison, as well as a Plague Maiden. So Plague Maiden, it'll destroy a rat, and it will poison an enemy unit. So that is our poison package in this deck. But we also have a Predator package, which includes a Werewolf as well as Adda Striga. So for Adda Striga, it basically eats a token, and if it was an allied token, it boosts by double, and if it was an enemy token, it just boosts straight up. It gets the same amount of points either way, but what we want to do with Adda Striga to get the most value possible is play her with Mysterious Puzzle Box. Puzzle Box, basically you select a card in your hand, and if the opponent doesn't select a card, your card that is selected transforms into Thing in the Box. But if the opponent selects a card and their card is higher provision than yours, their card turns into Thing in the Box. Either way, Thing in the Box is what you want Adda to eat. If you can get Adda, which is currently 7 power, over 13 power Thing in the Box, it is able to consume that and be a really powerful finisher. In order to set that up, you will be boosting Adda with a front row alpha werewolf. Just keep in mind that if you can't pull this combo off, you can still play alpha werewolf back row because we're playing a lot of beasts, and cards like Plague Maiden, and you can trigger the Urn of Shadows or take a leader ability. You spawn a bunch of rats. You might even have Were Rat on the board, which will spawn even more rats. You can still slam alpha werewolf on the back row and still get a lot of points. As for our other Predator cards, to get them boosted up in the deck, we have a few different plays that we can do. Of course, we have the classic All God Offering, which gives us a little bit of control with that 4 power removal that Offering gives, and all your boosts when you play All God should go on Cockatrice, Werewolf, and maybe Were-Rat. So they can get buffed up that way. But another fun combo that you can do to buff them even more is using a Raucous Queen. So a Raucous Queen, it will consume a unit, and then when you consume a Raucous Queen, it will play that unit. And what's really cool is this isn't restricted to just monster units. You can use it on neutral units too, which we could try to pull off using Iris von Everick. So what we do is we play Iris, we eat it with a Raucous Queen, and then we Urn of Shadows the Arrakis Queen, spawning an Iris, and then we can Abaya the Arrakis Queen, spawning another Iris, and then we Overwhelming Hunger the Arrakis Queen, spawning a 4th Iris. So, when all those Irises enter the graveyard, all the units in your deck will be boosted by 4. Now this is only one potential combo you can play with a Raucous Queen, because what you can do with Iris, you can also do with Plague Maiden. So say you eat a Plague Maiden with a Raucous Queen, you can spawn more, and now you have a Plague Maiden poison machine gun which will destroy a unit a turn with their cooldown order ability. If you can't pull off Iris or Plague Maiden, you can consume Phoenix and spawn a bunch of Phoenixes, which will be, like 12 points of carryover every round. So depending on the cards you draw, that's what you can try to set up and go for. In order to get these combos to work properly, we are running both Oniromancy and Triss Butterflies. Triss is pretty great because we want to buff those units, and the unit that she pulls into your hand will be buffed by 3. Aside from these cards, we're playing a Guara, another beast, and she offers a little bit of control, and she's 7 power, so she's, pretty good Pointslam, and she can not only lock but unlock something as well. And we are also running Imperial Manticore. Manticore is pretty situational, but it's a good Death Wish card that you can set up, and he's also a valid Arrakis Queen target if you just want to, destroy everything the opponent puts down. You should keep in mind that you don't have too many consumes, you just have the 2 charges of your leader ability as well as whenever Were Rat eats something, so you got to keep that in mind. Usually your leader charges are reserved for Arrakis Queen and Imperial Manticore. But what you can also do is consume something to make it an Ekimara token in order to make that a valid consume target for Striga, because it needs to consume a token. As for our other bronzes, we are running a single squirrel to get rid of those pesky echo cards or graveyard cards, 1 spores for a tall removal, and 1 cyclops, which can, if you don't have access to a consume, cyclops is your last resort. And, sometimes if you don't get value with him, he's a good mysterious puzzle box target to transform into thing in the box. Overall, this deck has performed surprisingly well, and it's been fun to play, just because there's so many different avenues of play. The main advice I would have is, depending on the type of deck your opponent is playing, you should decide on what card you want to combo with Arrakis Queen. If you know you are playing for a really long round, you might want to get that deck value through Iris. If you are playing an opponent that is playing a lot of tall units and they don't have too much removal, you might want to go for a Plague Maiden combo and destroy everything. And if your opponent is playing a lot of damage cards and they're just destroying everything, you might want to go for a Phoenix combo with the Arrakis Queen, because what you can do is you can keep Phoenixes in Phoenix Hatchling form where they're an uninteractable artifact. So for example, if you're facing off against Reaver and you have 4 Phoenixes on the board that you don't transform and then flip all at once at the very end on the last round, Reavers can't really do anything, and you get away with getting those points on the board. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay.
Let this become a second Sodden.
So, how are things?
But we're broke as shit peddlers. You one of us or not?
the god arrest, mortal!
It's the Grimford Reavers honor that's at stake here. This is no time to whimper. It's the Grimford Reavers honor that's at stake here. This is no time to whimper. Don't recognize your old mate. We're the Grimford Reavers.
And how you address them.
Tear you to pieces.
Eaten alive, gnawed to my bones.
For Revenant!
It's the Grimford Reavers honor that's at stake here. This is no time to whimper. Let's go.
How can I help?
Come on! Show us what you got!
I'll gut you like fishes!
Only one will walk away from this.
Revolutionaries plowing reformers!
Council with us!
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and queen.
Ariel's been chosen. The gods speak to him.
Eaten alive, gnawed to my bones.
I love the smell of a burning village in the morning.
Let us put our steel to the test.
Hurry not. We'll tend your ankle biters too. Modern Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult. Did you die already? Or need I kill you again?
Very corpses? Nay, feed our foes to the cross while they still live. Burn the homes, fell the trees, anything shiny, plunder!
Guide me on my path.
The gods are with us! Ariel's been chosen. The gods speak to him.
Gentleman in the corner. Would he be suited to my lady?
Other lads, tomorrow we sup at home! For the king!
I'm so very, very afraid.
It is how I punish those who irritate me.
We met? I don't recall.
We retreat! Behind! Someone with strength!
The wrong sorceress!
Stop driving here, earthquakes, I have spoken. Other lads, tomorrow we sup at home!